30 insanely cheap houses, DIY and prefab homes you can actually afford. Set among the trees, this elevated A-frame cabin and combines a small footprint with a strong connection to nature. It has about 455 square feet of interior space and can host up to 4 music guests. The layout includes 2 sleeping areas with a king bed in the loft and a sofa bed in the main living area, plus 1 full bathroom. The cabin sits about 13 feet above the music ground, which gives it the feel of a treehouse. What makes this place interesting is the way it mixes 2 ideas in one structure. It has the familiar shape of a classic A-frame, but its raised position in the trees gives it the feel of a treehouse. Music that mix creates a strong visual impact without relying on a large size. The large glass front also plays a big role, bringing in daylight and opening the interior to views of the surrounding trees. Music. The PEBL Grand stands out immediately because it does not look like your typical cabin. Instead of a plain boxy structure, it has this striking angular pebble-like shape that makes it feel more like a modern architectural retreat placed right in the middle of nature. In terms of size, it offers about 223 square feet of interior space. And despite that compact footprint, it is designed for 2 people and manages to fit in a king-size bed, a small lounge and dining area, a kitchenette, a bathroom, and even a panoramic sauna. What makes this cabin especially interesting is how much it includes without feeling overly minimal or stripped down. The layout combines sleeping, dining, bathing, and wellness into a single unit, but it still feels intentional and refined. Some parts can also be customized depending on what the buyer wants. Another practical feature is the installation process. Instead of needing a traditional concrete music foundation, the cabin can be placed on ground screws. On the outside, buyers can also choose from several finish options, including mirrored panels, wood, aluminum, stone, or ceramic style cladding. This compact retreat is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath cabin for 2 guests with about 312 square feet of interior space. The layout is open, so the sleeping area, lounge, kitchen, and bathroom all fit together in one plan. The cabin sits on a galvanized steel base fixed to a stone mound. It was also brought to the site in 2 prefabricated sections, which helped limit disruption to the land around it. At the back, a narrow timber and steel gangway leads to a small deck. Inside, the cabin focuses on comfort in a simple, thoughtful way. It includes a king-size bed with French linen music sheets, a goose-down duvet, a rainfall shower, Wi-Fi, a Bluetooth speaker, underfloor heating, and a wood-burning stove. The kitchenette is fully equipped and includes an induction cooktop, a large refrigerator, a combination oven and microwave, and storage space for food and cookware. What stands out most is how the cabin brings modern comforts into a remote coastal setting without feeling complicated. The interior also has a warm and calm feel. Natural materials, custom woodwork, and large windows help the space feel open and welcoming. Set against the west coast of the Isle of Skye near Dunvegan, this 1-bedroom, 1-up cabin offers accommodation for 2 guests in a split-level layout with an open-plan interior. The exterior uses black timber cladding and a flat roof form, while the interior combines oak accents, pale wood details, white walls, leather seating, and natural texture finishes. The cabin is positioned toward views of Loch Bracks and Mlouds tables. The large glazed elevations play a central role in how the structure works, bringing in daylight and framing long views across the surrounding croft land. Rather than separating the interior into many enclosed rooms, The split-level arrangement keeps the living, kitchen, and sleeping zones visually connected while still giving each area a clear purpose. Originally made as a marine lifeboat, this vessel is about 35 feet long, 10.5 feet wide, music and has a draft of about 31 inches. It was first built to carry up to 100 people in an emergency. One of its music's most notable technical points is its thick fiberglass hull, reported to be around 1 to 1.2 music in thick, which gives it a very solid structure compared with many pleasure music boats of a similar size. It still uses its original engine and has an off-grid power system supported by solar energy. Inside, it has 2 forward cabins, bunk beds, a sitting and dining area, a galley, a toilet, and a shower. What makes this boat interesting is where it started. Instead of beginning as a normal yacht, it began as a commercial survival craft. That means it came from a type of vessel music made to stay afloat and keep working in difficult sea conditions. Because of that, it has a very different feel from a typical boat. Its wide shape also gives it more interior room than many other boats of the same length. Its trip from the United Kingdom to the Norwegian Arctic helps show what it can do. Public accounts say it traveled about 3,100 miles through coastal waters, canals, and fjords. What makes this bike camper interesting is how much it fits into such a small space. It includes a sleeping area, a heater, and roof-mounted solar music panels. It has also been shown in winter camping and longer trips. It works more like a tiny moving shelter than a simple trailer. It gives one person a small place to sleep music and stay protected from the weather. The heater looks like one of the most important parts of the project. Music that gives the impression that keeping the inside warm was a major part of making the camper usable. The suspension and overrun brake also music make the trailer more interesting from a technical point of view. Suspension can help reduce vibration from the road, which may make the ride better for both the trailer and the equipment inside it. The overrun brake is a more advanced detail, music especially for something pulled by a bicycle. It works when the trailer shifts forward during music braking, helping with control when slowing down or going downhill. Imagine a caravan that can triple its living space in just about 60 seconds. Music that's exactly what makes the Beauer 3X so music interesting. At first, it looks like a compact trailer, but once its music set up, it transforms into a spacious mobile home. When closed, it weighs 2,94 lb music with a maximum loaded weight of 2,866 pounds. In its compact form, it measures about 12 feet long, 6 feet wide, and 8.5 feet high. But here's where things get impressive. Once opened, the width expands to about 15.1 feet, and the interior floor space grows from around 43 square foot music to approximately 129 square foot. The expansion system uses electric cylinders and actuators, music, and it can operate using either a 100 ampere lithium-ion battery or shore power. Music. There's also a manual backup system, which is a useful feature if power isn't available. Inside, the Beauer 3X is designed to sleep up to 4 people. At the front, the lounge area converts into a double bed. In the rear, there's a fixed bed. Music. This unit includes all systems that support daily living. It has a 100-gallon freshwater tank and an atmospheric water generator that can produce up to 18 gallons of purified water per day. Inside there is a full wet bath, a heated recirculating music shower, and an incineration toilet. For internet and digital support, it comes with Starlink satellite internet, AWS-based IoT connectivity, and an app that connects with booking and site access. The living space measures 8x20 music foot, and it also includes an 8x20 feet covered patio. The EO Canopy is made to work in music remote places where traditional utility connections may not be available. It uses a solar tracking roof and a 154 kWh music battery. Its solar system is listed as producing around 45 to 60 Wh per day, with some sources saying output can reach 64 kWh depending on conditions. Living in a space smaller than your average car garage might sound like a challenge, but step inside here and you'll see a cozy lounge, a kitchen area, a separate shower room, music, a tucked-away sleeping space, and a hot lady waiting in the bed. You'd wish. Anyways, the bed might even be up on a loft or mezzanine level, leaving the floor open for daytime use. Music storage is built into the structure itself, using vertical space and hidden nooks to keep things organized without adding clutter. Now, for the numbers, music: the unit covers about 215 feet in total with 196 feet of usable living space. It measures roughly 18 feet long, 11 feet wide, music, and 13 feet tall. While compact, it's sturdy, and definitely not light, coming in at around 20,000. Music: the exterior is finished in wood siding, giving it a clean, natural look. Inside, the walls use birch, spruce, plywood, or OSB panels, depending on the version. Triple pane windows help maintain a consistent indoor temperature throughout the year. Electrical wiring is pre-installed in the wall panels and designed to connect easily with standard utility hookups. Heating: music is managed through electric floor systems. And since the structure is tightly sealed, mechanical ventilation is likely part of the setup. The plumbing supports both hot and cold water for the kitchen and bathroom. And the next one measures about 41 feet long and 10 feet wide, giving around 399 feet of living space, looking more like a train cabin. Inside, music: the ceiling rises to nearly 11 feet at its peak, creating a bright, airy feeling thanks to the clear story windows and music skylights. Around 30 windows and 4 skylights in total. It's built on a custom trailer with floor framing built right into it, and music: the structure uses sturdy 2x4 framing with spray foam insulation in the walls and roof to music help keep temperatures just fine. Outside, it's covered with wood-style siding and a standing seam metal roof. The kitchen is arranged in an L-shaped music and includes Summit appliances, a stainless steel sink, painted shaker-style cabinets, and butcher block countertops. Some builds swap those out for music quartz or granite, depending on preference. Many versions also come with a gas cooktop, oven, and dishwasher, music, and there's a breakfast bar that seats, too. Heating and cooling are handled by a mini split system, and the home is wired for a 50-amp electrical hookup. It's ready for water connections, and music comes with a flush toilet in the bathroom. When we got in, they walked us into a large living area that music feels open and connected to the kitchen, a hallway leading to the bathroom, which included a walk-in shower, sink, storage, and space for a washer and dryer, and a pizza delivery guy already lost music trying to find the bedroom. But of course, you don't need that much information. At the back of the home, there was the bedroom located on the main level, sized to fit even a king bed, along with nightstands and closet space. Music further, there's this small prefab house that arrives almost ready to live in, setting it up within the day. Because the base is part of the structure, it also doesn't need much preparation before installation, and you can also move it later using standard hauling equipment. It covers about 484 feet, and inside music it has everything a person needs for daily living. A normal person, not a diva. So, there you got a bedroom, a small mezzanine that can fit a torsion mattress, a kitchen, a living and dining area, and a bathroom with divided sections. There's also plenty of built-in storage, we'd say. We also see high ceilings and these well-placed big windows that fill the home with daylight and help fresh air get in. Whether you use German or a normal person's technique of freshening the room, the home stays energy efficient in different kinds of weather without needing big changes or upgrades. The materials used follow environmental standards, helping reduce the overall impact on nature. The concrete outer shell gives the structure a strong layer of protection against wind, earthquakes, and long-term wear. It also helps keep insects out and reduces the need for repairs over time. Music Key House in Conway, Wales is one of the tiniest houses still standing music in Britain. It's less than 6 feet wide and about 10 feet deep with a height a bit over 10 feet from the ground to the roof. Enough to fit your sanity somehow still intact or not. Inside there are 2 small floors, each with less than 60 square feet of space. The ground floor was once the main living area. It has an open fireplace, a space for coal, and a small water tap hidden behind a steep narrow staircase. The stairs lead up to a cramped bedroom with very little headroom, and a small built-in shelf. Because the upper floor isn't stable anymore, visitors can only look inside from the lower level. The house was built in the 16th century and shows how working-class families used music to live in small fishing towns. The walls are made of stone or masonry and their music thinner than what we use in homes today. Inside, original features like wooden beams, the fireplace, and other small details have been kept or carefully restored to look like they once did. No one has lived in the house since around 1900 when it was declared unfit for modern living. I don't know why. Since then, it's been open to the public. Visitors can step into the tiny front room, see the fireplace, and look up at the small sleeping area. The second floor is closed off for safety, but you can still peek inside. Squeezed between larger buildings near the Conway Harbor. Imagine building a house the way you'd build a sandwich. Layer by layer, neat, compact, and ready to go. That's basically what they're doing in Netherlands with this modular house. Instead of bricks and concrete, it starts with 24 layers of cardboard wrapped tightly around a mold, then sealed with waterproof breathable foil and finished with wood panels to protect it from the elements. Inside, it's insulated with flax fiber. And most of the materials are natural, recyclable, and low impact. Each module is about 15 feet long, 4 feet wide, and just over 11 feet tall, giving you around 54 square feet of space per segment. These modules weigh half a ton, and can be connected like puzzle pieces. You can start small, maybe 1 or 2 sections, and add more when you need them. A setup with 4 modules gives you close to 240 feet of space. Because the whole structure is so light, it doesn't need a full foundation. It can rest on small supports, which opens up more options for where it can be placed. Once the modules are ready, the whole thing can be assembled on site in just 1 day. Its expected lifespan is around 50 years, assuming it's well taken care of over time. Now we're in Portugal. And by the way, in Estonia, there's free Wi-Fi everywhere. Plus, they can vote from home. And there lives this guy. So, how about that? Anyways, in Portugal, they got this small cabin weaves through the forest like a snake, raised on steel stilts to avoid disturbing the land beneath it. It's about 377 square feet in size, music, and built using prefabricated parts that are brought in and assembled on site. The outside is covered in slate tiles which connect the design to local building traditions. Wood is used throughout the frame and interior, giving the space a warm, natural feel. Thick insulation in the walls and roof helps keep the temperature comfortable, while solar panels provide electricity. There's also a system that reuses water and low-energy LED lights inside. The design avoids sealing off the ground below, allowing the environment to stay as untouched as possible. Inside, everything is arranged in one open space that includes a sleeping area, a bathroom, a small kitchen, and a sitting area. A narrow bridge leads from the ground up to the music entrance. Large windows and skylights bring in natural light and open up views of the treetops, making the space feel connected to the forest. The interior is simple and calm with clean lines and natural finishes that let the surrounding music nature be the focus. Its design is very open to new ideas, and it can be changed to fit different places and climates. Seriously, there are ideas for other versions, like music ones for mountains, riversides, or desert areas. The goal was never to stand out, but to quietly fit into nature, offering shelter without taking over the landscape. Music in the woods of southern Sweden, there's a steel frame that completely mesmerizes us. It has a space of around 592 square feet or about the size of a small apartment. It's long and narrow with a sleeping loft that raises part of the ceiling up to about 16 feet, adding some height and openness. The outside is covered in black steel panels, giving it a clean, modern look. Beneath the surface, they add a hidden layer that protects the structure from rain and weather. For warmth, they put a wood-burning fireplace as the main heat source along with electric floor heating built into the hard surface floors. Besides, inside the walls and ceiling, thick glass wall insulation helps keep the temperature steady, especially important in colder climates. The air inside stays fresh thanks to a built-in ventilation system. And there's a water tank that heats up enough for daily use. Large glass walls at the front and music back let in lots of natural light and offer wide views of the forest. The main living area takes up most of the floor plan with space for lounging, dining, and relaxing. A small bathroom includes a walk-in shower, and up above the loft holds a queen-size bed. Some layouts also include a daybed downstairs for extra sleeping space. The kitchen is fully stocked with essentials like music stove, sink, fridge, and coffee machine. Everything from furniture to lighting to shelves comes already installed. There's a decent number of power outlets throughout the space, too. Building our own homes gives us the chance to design a space that truly fits our lives, not just in size or style, but in purpose. This tiny house is one example of that. It started off at about 196 feet and was later expanded to around 232 feet to fit a growing family. It's built on a trailer base and doesn't rely on city utilities. Instead, it collects its own water through a rainwater system. Inside, it's organized with bunk beds for the kids, a small kitchen, and a separate space used for food storage and working from home. Every part of the layout is carefully planned to make the most of the limited space, with storage tucked into the walls and under furniture to keep things tidy. The home was originally built for about $11,400 and has music been lived in full-time for more than 10 years. It started as a simple setup for one person and gradually grew to support a full family. The kitchen, sleeping spaces, and workspace are all arranged in a way that allows everyone to move around comfortably without getting in each other's way. At one point, the house was located in the middle of the city, but it was later moved to private music land where it was officially approved for long-term living. The systems inside were chosen to help the house function on its own. Although the exact power setup isn't explained, it handles basic needs like water and daily utilities without needing to be connected to public services. The materials and layout focus on what's necessary for everyday life without extra decoration or features that don't serve a purpose. Music. The next small wooden shelter is only about 86 feet in size, but it offers two distinct spaces stacked on top of each other. The lower part is likely meant for practical tasks like observing nature or doing quiet work. The upper area slightly tilted for a more sculptural look for rest or meditation. From the outside, it has a unique shape, and inside the surfaces are lined with smooth music timber. Hinged panels on the exterior appear to open up for fresh air and natural light. It was created in Germany in 2012 by a group of architects working under the name Elegance. And main idea behind the project was to make something that could be taken apart, moved, and put back together in different places. The walls, floor, and ceiling are made from wooden music boards, creating a natural, peaceful interior. It's not meant to be lived in full time. Instead, it offers a temporary escape, a place music to slow down and reconnect with the natural world. In fact, looking at it thoroughly, one part of the shelter invites interaction with the outside, while the other offers a quiet spot for personal reflection. Music hidden in a quiet forest clearing, this small modern cabin gives us a 2 seconds idea that life doesn't suck that much, at least for some people. At night, soft lights glow through wide windows, casting a warm, inviting tone across the wooden exterior. Music. Once inside, we met with a wide, open living area that frames the landscape like a moving painting. Large glass panels invite sunlight deep into the space. Music, while clean lines and a simple layout make the home feel open and calm. The living room flows easily into the kitchen, which features minimal Nordic design, sleek counters, music open shelves, and compact appliances arranged with care. And the bedroom under the pitched roof with soft lighting and enough music room to stretch out, sleep, or relax with a view of the treetops. The use of natural wood and calm tones continues here, creating a soft, quiet atmosphere. The bathroom located at the back of the home is quite spacious, too. So, enough room for you, your dreams, and maybe even a second plant. It includes a walk-in shower, modern fixtures, and clever storage tucked behind smooth surfaces. Everything is designed with purpose, with no space wasted. And in France, they've got this house near Bordeaux, covering about 5,400 square foot, music and speeded across 3 main levels. At the heart of the home there, this large hydraulic platform 10 by 12 feet in size. And it doesn't just move between floors like a regular elevator. It also acts as a usable room. Here's what music we mean. Depending on where it stops, it functions as an office, a reading space, or simply a place to sit. But there's also a spiral staircase nearby for those who want to use it. The home is designed as 3 stacked sections, each with a different purpose. Hidden from the view, the lowest level is partially built into the hillside music and is more private. This is where you'll find storage areas and quiet rooms meant for family use. The middle level is more open with large glass walls that can slide open. This space connects more directly with the outside and serves as the main area for social life in the house. It's where people gather, relax, or entertain. Music in the top level, there you find the bedrooms, more closed off with smaller windows that frame specific views of the landscape. It's quieter and more personal. Fun fact, this home was designed for a client who became partially paralyzed. And instead of making small adjustments, the architect Harlosh rethought the whole structure to meet those needs. And in UK they have the Cube project, Music, a small home designed to offer comfort and modernity while using as little energy and water as possible. The first version, called QB1, followed strict size limits. Inside it measured 3 meters in every direction, creating a cube-shaped room. And even with such a tight space, it managed to include a kitchen, shower, music bed, and place to sit. But of course, it quickly became clear that it was hard to move around freely, music, and there wasn't quite enough room for a full-sized bed. So, they brought the second version, QB2, a bit bigger, 3x4m long, and music 3m height. Surprisingly, this extra space made a big difference. Now there was room for a double bed, music, a 4-seat table, a small kitchen with an oven, stove, and fridge, plus a bathroom, and even a washing machine. All the furniture was custom made from responsibly sourced wood, and built to stay in place. No folding parts or ladders to climb. The third version, or QB3, improved access by keeping everything on one level and measures music about 45 cubic meters. A smart new feature allowed the walls inside to shift, so one space could change function, like music turning a kitchen area into a bathroom while sharing lighting and temperature control. This helped save space without making the unit any bigger. Though they're technically movable, the cube homes are heavy and usually stay in one spot. Finding places to put them can be tricky because local rules still apply. Music, in a quiet corner of northwest Wisconsin, there's a small community of tiny homes surrounded by forest and lakes. These homes are part of a village where everything is taken care music of. Snow removal, yard work, even internet access. People can live there part-time or rent out their units when they're not using them. 2 of the main home models in the village are called Music, the Classic King and the Classic King XL. The Classic King is about 12 feet wide and 40 feet long with around 480 feet inside. It's got a cozy interior with pine walls and oak floors. The kitchen includes a stone countertop, an induction cooktop, a microwave with a fan, and a full-sized fridge. Music, the bedroom fits a king bed you can walk around with nightstands and storage built in. There's also a full bathroom with a tub and shower. The living area has a music fireplace, a smart TV, and opens up to a screened porch. Heating and cooling come from a high-efficiency electric system, and you'll find little details like USB ports and window coverings already in place. Music, let's go in Duitsland and analyze this small structure covering exactly 1 square meter of floor space and weighing about 88 pounds. The idea came from architect von Bohlen-Mansell. Music, he wanted to see how little space a person actually needs to feel safe and in control. And you know what? I think he was right. 'Cause the last time we felt safe and secure was while in our mother's womb. So, it's not about space after all. But don't overthink about this seriously. So, this design doesn't include things like electricity, plumbing, or heating because that's not the point. It's not trying to be a full house. Instead, it's more of a question in physical form. How much space do you really need to call something your own? It's made from a wooden frame and basic materials with a door that locks, sliding windows, and small wheels that make it easy to move by hand. What makes it unusual is how it can be used in two ways. When it's lying flat, it works as a place to sleep, music, or rest. When it's standing upright, it turns into a tiny room or booth where someone music can sit, meet with others, or even use it as a small shop. The house has been shown in public spaces like the BMW Lab in Berlin, where it started conversations about how people live, how much space we really need, and what it means to feel at home. A short film by Gone Films helped explain the idea and showed how it might be used in real life. It's not meant to replace a full apartment or house. Instead, it offers a different way to think about music, shelter, and personal space. By going back to the basics, it invites people to imagine new ways of living where even 1 square meter can feel like something that truly belongs to them. Music. In my previous video, you have asked me how you can build this house. Music. So, start with a round concrete pad. Build a strong circular steel frame, adding curved ribs to form a sphere. Attach insulated exterior panels, leaving openings for the door and window.